God bless you. It's great to connect with you today. The Lord has been good to us. And yes, yeah, well, as I say every now and again, I don't know what's going on beneath the skin. Anything could be happening down there, unless I go to the doctors or the consultants call me and to tell me that they've noticed something or something has come upon their skin to say that something isn't quite right. And I doubt that. Why? Because I haven't really been to the doctor for a little while. So I have no reason to expect them to call me. So therefore, I have to, give God thanks. However, Proverbs chapter 3 and verse 19. What does Proverbs 3 and 19 say? What is it saying to us? Let's read it together. Read from the Jewish text and then read from the King James Version. 3 and 19 says from the book of Proverbs, Adonai by wisdom founded the earth, by understanding he established heaven. Adonai by wisdom founded the earth. What a profound statement in and of itself about wisdom. So wisdom is and was there from the very foundation of the earth, which indicates that wisdom was before time, because whenever the earth came into existence, time began. So wisdom was there way before man, way before the earth, way back down in the very distance of eternity. And if eternity doesn't have any time. Eternity, let me get that right. Eternity exists outside of the time, outside of the reach of time. Time has no control over eternity. And so therefore, wisdom, if and you can refute it if you wish. I haven't heard it being said that way. And I'm sure it's being said. I don't think I'm the first one to ever say it. But wisdom really exists and existed way into the back end, if there's ever a back end of eternity. Powerful. Wisdom is powerful. I don't think we understand really uh, what wisdom consists of. And again, let me repeat myself: wisdom is God. Wisdom. Everything that we really don't know anything about, wisdom, understanding. Because again, the Hebrew text says that by understanding he established the heavens. So so even that is even more profound than anything else, because we don't know when heaven came into existence. So so understanding and wisdom, which work hand in hand, was way, if at all we could imagine that, way before heaven was established. And we can't fathom that. We can't think anything about that. We can't reason that out. We can't. Now there are many men who would try to reason it. There are many men who would try to reason um, these two words or entities, or not really entities, are they? Wisdom and understanding. What does the King James version? What does King James say about Proverbs 3 and 19? The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heaven. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the earth, by understanding hath he established the heaven. Great words here. I can't in 5, 10, 15 minutes, even if one had an hour to talk about this. And I know I'm not the best individual to talk about at all. I know that. So I'm not even going to argue that. The best person, the best, the best one to talk to you about this particular verse is God. To explain that, because wisdom and understanding is in Him. Wisdom and understanding is Him anyway. For me, on a personal basis, after Proverbs 1 and 7, I would also want to put that Proverbs 3 and 19 is is a verse that really has touched the very essence of my being. The Lord by wisdom hath founded the, the earth. The father, Solomon here, remember it's a father addressing his son. I've stretched it even further by saying a father to his children, mother to the children, um, the king to his sub, to those who may have been around him. But the father here um, is praising wisdom's value to God by showing wisdom's role in creation. I have more or less looked at and titled this particular session as wisdom used to create the universe. Wisdom used to create the universe. God was there. God is wisdom. God is understanding. We can't look at God and not see wisdom, understanding, knowledge. We can't. There is absolutely no way that we can look at God and not see it. We can't look at wisdom, understanding, knowledge, that which God gave, those elements that God gave Solomon, and not recognize that God gave him himself to Solomon, for Solomon to be the wisest of all men, to be a man of great knowledge and immense understanding, discernment. I don't think so. So yes, Solomon is telling us again that God was the one who created the heavens and the earth, created everything that is within the heavens. This is the this is the the finale of the song, and this theme is more fully expounded in Proverbs chapter 8. We will get to that. Yes, we'll get to that. I hope you are reading your way ahead. Don't rush ahead. Well, what I'm saying, don't rush and not take stock of what it is you're reading. Because there is immense knowledge, wisdom, and understanding within the Proverbs. We don't spend as much time as we should in any part of Scripture. Let me just put that down. But at the same time, I don't think we spend as much time, and I'm including myself, in spending the valuable time. We spend a lot of time in Ezekiel. We spend a lot of time in Isaiah, in Jeremiah. We spend a lot of time in Daniel. Yes, we do. We spend a lot of time in Revelation, in the Gospel, and those are just as important. But but Proverbs is just as important. Sorry, is just as important as the Pauline epistle. If we can preach the gospel, and Proverbs, the book, also is the gospel, is the good news of God. It's proclaiming the majesty of God, just as how the gospel and the Pauline epistle proclaim the glory of the Son, highlighting who the Son is, not was, but is, highlighting and proclaiming that He came He was born. He grew. He ministered to everyone that he met, and he's still ministering to this world. The Proverbs is the same thing here. Oh my goodness. There's a lot here going on, much more than what I could ever say at all. And I would encourage you to just to examine Proverbs. Examine Proverbs over. They're not just quips that you can use to address a particular thing, and that's good. That's good. In a if you can use a verse of a proverb or of the book of Proverbs to highlight a situation, that's good. That's good. I commend anyone who can do that, but it's not just to fill a gap or to highlight a situation or to highlight a foolish behavior. No, or to highlight um, a point of of someone being wise and showing that wisdom was used. No, no. It's to proclaim the good news of God and show the majesty and the glory of the one who sits on the throne and orchestrates all that we do not see, which is in the heavens, or with all that we do not see within the spiritual realm, and with all that we do see in on the earth, because it was the wisdom and the understanding of God, how and why He put things in place, and everything is how it is. It's the wisdom of God why God placed man on the earth last year. I hope you understand that. Because if God had made man before He did everything else, can you imagine the 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 attitude of men today? Men today is bad. But if God ever made man first and then did everything else after, you couldn't shut up, man. You really couldn't shut up. Humanity is only beginning to mine the treasures of wisdom that lie embedded in God's magnificent, incredible earth or creation. Think about the marvelous truths contained in the elements of heaven and earth. Most of the deep secrets of wisdom and knowledge remain locked in God's creation, out of the grasp of humanity's reach and understanding. In the 20th century, God chose to begin unlocking the mysteries of the world. And I'm sure you realize the last 30, 40, 50 years, let's say 40 years, because in 1980, think about it, in 1980, and I can only talk from my experience, in 1980, there was nothing called mobile phone, iPhone, Samsung, iPad. So from 1980 to 2000, that's 20 years. And then from 2000 to 2026, look at the leaps and bounds that humanity has made and the discoveries that happen within the earth, as well as the iPhone and everything coming about. Look at the explosion of technology. Don't you think that all of that really is what God has allowed man to find? It's not up to man. If God wanted to keep that shut, then there's nothing that man could have done to find technology. Nothing. I would put my head above the parapet where that is concerned. I may get it knocked off, and I understand if I do. But they can't prove that in 1970 that they could have known about it in 1970. Now there are many mysteries, many inventions, I would have said, that probably the military, because the things always seem to um, be discovered or within the military area. And I can understand about that. It's only probably a couple of years, 5, 10 years later that it comes out in the public. But even then, still, even then, There are things that are still hidden to man and to men. God has allowed men within the last 45, 50 years to receive the wisdom that they have today, and there is so much more. Will we ever experience these things? The coming of the Lord is near, you know, very near. It's very near. I don't think man really understands how close the King is about to roll back the scroll that is above us, the firmament, and to show himself. I don't want to be found wanting. I really don't want that. I don't want you to be found wanting. Human understanding of this great one, infallible wisdom continues to grow at amazing pace. More and more people are understanding the wisdom by which the Lord operates. One, he founded the earth. Two, he set the sun, moon, and stars and galaxies in place. Three, he waters the earth through the evaporation of water, and they return through the dew and the rain. All of that. He gives the sun to give light to that which is to grow, to all of the, the organisms and everything that is to live, the animals, the birds, the bees, the flowers. It's God that put that in place, not man. Man had nothing to do with that. Man has come and have seen these things in operation. Just think about this at the moment. Proverbs 3 and 19. I like the Jewish statement how it puts it out here. Adonai by wisdom founded the earth, by understanding he established that our God has immense understanding and wisdom. And he has just, if so much, a fingernail or half of the nail or a pinhead, he has just lent man wisdom and understanding in order to have and to find what it is they've got in this world right now. Anyway, God bless you. Let us continue to acknowledge God. Let us continue to revere Him. Let us continue to reverence His name and to bow before Him, knowing that we are before Him at all times. We can't hide from Him. There is no thought that goes through our mind that He does not know. You know, there's nothing that goes through our heart. I'm not talking about the heart that is pumping within the body. I'm talking about there's nothing hid in our life that He does not know. Even before it comes into our heart, He knows about it. We need to give God praise. We need to worship Him. We need to fear Him, not to be afraid of Him, but we need to worship Him. Know Him for oneself. Know Him for yourself. I want to encourage you. Know Him for you. For you. Have a relation. Talk to Him. Talk to Him every day. Read His word. Whatever part of scripture you want to read, read His word. Don't wait on me to some extent. Or don't just listen to me. I know you listen to others. I don't think that I'm the only one that you're listening to. But know Him for yourself. I want to encourage you to do that. Have a great day. God bless you.